everybody and welcome back to DR. Thank you for joining. If you like what you see, don't forget to show your support by leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more sweet content. Last episode we got the Metis at EMS and brought it here to near Abakan. We're ready to launch the assault. I have no idea what to expect. I brought everything I had, everything big, all my guns and stuff. I couldn't bring my truck because we're out of diesel. But I brought my van and my gear, so we should be alright. Let's see. Way back home, one missile was enough to bring down the gate. Kugel didn't let us down. Boris was right. We were more than capable of getting through with minimal losses. But the bandit leader was too smart, unfortunately. As if he knew about the planned attack, when the missile blasted through the gate, bandits were already taking up combat position around the breach. Some of them were armed with grenade launcher. The Novukiznet fighters coming from the rear fell into an ambush, and they still didn't retreat, even when the first anti-personnel mine detonated. We did it, but not without sacrifices. The 2 or 3 surviving bandits upped into a UAZ and raced out through the main gate. We didn't go after them because we had to take care of our wounded first. Then a grenade went off on the top floor of one of the buildings. What was that? I ran up to the top floor. The bodies of our fighters were torn to pieces, and amongst them lay an injured girl. Her face was covered with a mix of camouflage paint and blood. When she spotted me, she drew a thin knife with a purple hand. Don't come any closer. Another step and I'll gut you. I'm pretty sure that's her daughter. Isn't she? Don't be afraid of me. I'll get you out of here. The fury fell from her face like a mask. The girl convulsed in a fit of coughing and she nodded, lowering the blade. I went closer and held out my hand. In the next instant, she plunged a knife into me. I gasped, dropped my weapon and fell on the floor. The girl jumped up and delivered a kick to my face. You never learn. I'm a girl, so that means I'm just a helpless victim, right? No, that's not what I was expecting you to be my daughter. That's why. Bitch. She picked up a rifle from one of the dead and took aim. That's when I saw her face fully. No, it can't be. Sasha? Knew it. Sasha looked at me questioningly. Then her gaze became more intent. Finally understanding down on her face. It was soon replaced with a burning hatred like nothing I'd never seen before. I never seen anyone look at a person that way. Well, look here, Daddy's home. Sasha, I've been looking for you for so long. Sasha came closer and brought her face nearly nose to nose with mine. She was smiling sweetly. Aw, you were looking for me. Sorry, Dad, but you're a little late. Sasha, I know it's my fault. It's my fault that you and your mother and... Dad, come on, don't be silly. What are you apologizing for? Well, Mom did die because of you. Big deal. And Uncle Arthur and Aunt Marina, and well, Grandpa died. But he was pretty old, and now you've shown up and killed my friends. But so what? I can always get some new one, right? Right? Sasha, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Sasha lip curls in disgust. Huh. But you go ahead and cry, Dad. Maybe it will help. Maybe I'll forgive you. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You've got my knife. I'll be taking that back now. Sasha grabs the purple end and wrenched the blade out of me. Blood gushed from the wound. They told me you were taken prisoner. I was trying to save you. She fell silent for a while and leaned towards me again. You can't even imagine, Dad, how much I'm going to enjoy putting a bullet in your brain. Over and over and over until there's no cartridge left in this entire fucking building. Sasha, wait! My vision started to blur and I heard a roaring in my ear as I quickly weakened from blood loss. Sasha raised the rifle again. It's a shame that Grandpa's house burned down. You would have found loads of pictures of you there. Daddy's dearest. Picture drowned by your little girl. And in every single picture, you're dying. Sasha. The pool of blood at my feet looked more like an ocean. Frustrated and powerless, all I could do was wait. Seconds ticked by like hours. Are we dead? Am I alive? I hear people talking. I feel the hard mattress beneath my back and see the whitewash and cracked ceiling above me. This must be the Stepnoy infirmary. Sasha didn't kill me? What happened? It looked like they didn't stint out medicine for me. The place where Sasha stuck the knife was aching, but I didn't feel too bad considering. One of the fighters came into the room and announced that the major wanted to see me. As I made my way to Boris, I thought about Sasha. No, she definitely wasn't the child I remembered. Now she was a cold and cunning killer. How did she become like this? How? Well, I mean, she was alone for a long time, right? Go see Boris. This time, there was no one in the commanding unit apart from Boris. When I went in, I noticed an expensive bottle of wine and 2 glasses. Boris said I should have a drink with him. He was in a really good mood and I didn't refuse. To victory! May all victory be like this one. To victory, take a sip. Drink up, go on. You need to build up your strength and top quality one is better than any vitamin mix. Yes, the battle was damn good, but all the rules of warfare. I feel 20 years younger. You were a great asset. If we hadn't had the missile system, we couldn't have done it. I was happy to help. The loss are greater than I had hoped, of course. And those 3 took off in the UAS, but we got the rest of them. We destroyed the base. No small feat. Boris, how did you save me? There, on the top floor of the building. Well, I started to worry, wondering where my best fighter had gone. I asked amongst the men and we started combing the surrounding territory. And then, you can guess, I saw that you were in trouble. You had about a second before that girl killed you. But I fired first, that means you owed me one, Paul. I knew it. You killed her? Almost. She got the reflex of a feral cat. The bullet didn't hit anything vital. But she still went down. The guy was trying to bandage you up. Then they brought you here as fast as they could. I thought you were going to make it. Where is she now? Well, we call this place the jail, even though it's not a jail, just another ordinary basement. She won't be cooped up in there long. She's going to the wall. You're going to execute her, Sasha? Boris Sasson began drumming his finger on the tumble. Listen now, we've got a war going on. This is not the time to go soft. Your daughter and the bandit were on together. She killed my people. Damn, she almost put the kibosh on you. And now you're crying to me? Boris, can I see her one last time? The major scratched his head, then he came over to me and laid a hand on my shoulder. Alright, you are her father after all. But you know, I can't even imagine what I would feel if my Vasily did with what? The thing your Sasha did, working with the bandits. I would have killed them with my own, just hanging there is what I'm saying. Okay, I'll try. I got an RPK, a bunch of bullets. More bullets? Ooh, PG7 firearm XP, explosive, nice. As I left the command unit, I kept going over my conversation with Sasha at the Abakan base. Was there anything left of my daughter in her? I remember the pain that flickered in her eye when she recognized me. Maybe not all was lost. If it hurts, that means she can still feel. One thing was certain, we need to talk again. I need to know what they did to her, to the Abakan base. How they convinced her to switch side, to know how she became like this. One other thing was nagging at my head, at my mind. Let's go see her daughter. Oh, that's sad. In the dark basement, everything was so damp and cold, even rats wouldn't live in it. Sasha? Hearing my voice, Sasha raised her head and grimaced as thought from sudden toothache. You? You? I hope you were dead. You shouldn't have held out hope. You should have fired while you had the chance, but you couldn't. Huh? What's this now? You couldn't kill me. The last thing I remember is the silence. You hesitated. You could have killed me straight and run, but you stalled. Boris came and wounded you. You idiot. I was savoring the moment. You couldn't do it. Turn it back. Think that if it makes you happy, I don't give a shit. Tomorrow they're going to shoot me. Who did this? Did what? Your arms, did they beat you? And why shouldn't they? Did you think they would go easy on me, Judas? Bitterness seeped into her voice for a second. Well, Boris didn't go easy on me. But why? He wanted to know who killed his pride and joy, Vasily. I didn't tell him. When my back's to the wall, then I'll tell him everything in detail. Happy now? Then get the hell out of here. Got the key to the jail. Who got the key to the jail? Boris, what are you planning? I can help you escape. And Boris called me a dirty traitor? Me? You're 100 times worse. Betrayal is as easy as breathing for you. Boris saved your life and now you want to help his president to escape? She's laughing. I had heard sound like this before, long ago when I told my daughter that I was leaving for good. Sasha regained control of herself, suppressing her tear with a furious roar and walking away from the bars. You're getting out tonight, be ready. Really, dude? It was crazy what I was thinking, but the more I consider it, the more I was filled with a sort of sick certainty that I was right. Sasha hadn't killed me when she had the chance, and I wasn't going to let her life end in front of a firing squad, no. It couldn't happen. Boris and the other couldn't condemn me, hunt me down, but I had to get Sasha out of there. We'll go far away from here, and when the danger dies down, I'll finally learn the truth. Are you sure about that, buddy? Yeah, let's go. Oh, I had to move on that. Oh, I see. Oh no. We need weapon? You cannot have injuries. You cannot have weapon. Okay. I had to drop absolutely everything, like crowbar and stuff. We should be alright now. Let's do playing with fire. I spent the rest of the day feverishly thinking about what I was facing, lying on my cot in the infirmary. I ran through all my options in my head. To free Sasha, I need to unlock her jail cell. Sasha said that the key was kept in Boris' office. That makes sense. She is an important prisoner for him. Let's say I get the key and unlock the cell. How are the two of us supposed to get out of the fortified town? First thing first, I need to plan and to get some weapons. All my belongings are still in the car, but I can't get a gun from there. Outsiders are prohibited from carrying weapons inside the town. Sentries are patrolling along the parking lot. At the gate, they'll arrest me on the spot. The second problem is that, even with weapons, Sasha and I can't fight off all of Stepnoy. And we can just sneak out under the Major's order. A small contingent of soldiers stay awake all night to ensure that the garrison is ready to fend off a bandit attack at any time of the day or night. The only solution I could think of was to create a diversion. I thought of the tanks full of diesel next to the generator. The command unit was located nearby. If I pour gasoline over the command unit and lit it, the local will go crazy trying to put it out until the tank eat up enough for the diesel inside to combust. Then Sasha and I will take advantage of the chaos and get out of here. The clock had struck midnight. It was a bright night, filled with a full moon in a cloudless sky. Time to get to work. Are you really doing that, dude? Betraying everyone? I'm standing in the empty forecourt between the infirmary and the weapons warehouse. The barrack is adjacent to the warehouse. Next to the barracks, 6 soldiers are sitting on crates trading war stories. They are all armed. Behind the barracks, I can see the squad, 2-story officer house where the major and the other officers sleep, and further on through the double chain link fence, I can see the civilian house. From here, I can go along the infirmary wall to the main parade ground. If I go past the warehouse and turn left, this will lead me to the canteen and the jail. Let's go to the... we need a key first, right? As I walk past the soldier sitting on the crate next to the barrack, they call out to me. I stop. Where do you think you're going? Civilians are permitted in the barrack, only with the permission of the major. Unless you're a good-looking girl, then you only need permission from one of us. The soldier laughed at their own joke. Another soldier with red hair jumped into the conversation. Oh, are you heading to the officer's house? You can't go there either. And it's a good thing too. Do you know Lieutenant Yakuso? He shot a cleaning lady in his sleep last year. What would you want at? A third soldier bald with a goatee beckoned me over. You're better off chatting with us now. Know any good story? Sure, let's talk. The soldier scooted over, freeing up space for me on the second crate. I sat down. There was an awkward silence. The soldiers were watching me expectantly. Alright, so, how about asking about somebody else? Permission's granted. Ask away, the red-haired soldier said, softly nodding. The rest snickered. What do you think of the prisoner Sasha? What do you think of me? The red-haired soldier smiled and gave me a friendly pat on the shoulder. Hey, don't take it personally. You did a good job getting the missile system and all, but we were the first one to go in under the grenade and the mines. But the major's drinking wine with you like... You took down the Abacan single-handedly. He didn't even bump operation. Yeah, and how come that girl almost got you? Another soldier piped up. Were you afraid of offending the lady or something? No, I wasn't afraid of offending the lady, and I don't think I'm some kind of hero. Silence fell again. Clearly the soldiers were getting sick of me. Well, I guess I'm gonna go. That's not working. So approach the main parade ground. There's nobody else here. To the east is the partially collapsed shower block. Construction of the new block hasn't started yet, so the town inhabitants go to the village to wash. The common unit lies to the north of the parade ground, and beyond it is diesel generator box. From here, I can go across the bridge over the canal to the parking lot. If I follow the canal west, I'll end up the infirmary and the weapon warehouse. Let's go toward the diesel generator. The diesel generator is housed inside a new khaki-colored metal enclosure. There's no way I can break into it. A large steel tank filled with diesel sits on a platform between the generator and a common unit. One of the tank is connected to the generator by hose. I don't know. There's a lot of place we can go. Let's go towards the command unit. A single-story wooden building stand before me, painted a dark red color. Two USSR flags flutter in the wind above the imposing door. There's a large window on either side of the door. I can't get in. There's two locks on the door. I could break a window and climb in that way, but if I do that, anybody who happened to be in the parade ground will notice the broken glass and raise the alarm. Go around the command unit. There's another large window in the back of the command unit. I could climb through there. All I need is a crowbar or something similar to break the glass. The generator is noisy, so it's unlikely anybody will hear the glass smashing. So we need a crowbar. How about the bridge in the parking lot? I'm in the parking lot. There's aren't many vehicles, maybe 3 or 4 army UAs and around 8 motorcycle or Kamaz. Is sitting in the center, and to the south, right by the town perimeter fence, is my car. Guards are patrolling in front of Stepnoy lock gate. This gate is much flimsier than the one at the Akaban base. I think I'd be able to bust through it in a car. The west and north side of the parking lots are cut off by the canal. Light stream from the guard post window further east to the west. Across the canal, I can see the canteen and the ration warehouse, the basement of which serve as a jail. To the north of the parking lots are 3 garages, all locked from the garage. I can cross the bridge to the main parade ground. So we have to go through the garage. Oh no. Before I could approach the gate, the guard turned their guns on me as one. Leaving the town after dark is strictly prohibited, one of the soldiers shouted at me. That's not what I wanted to do anyway. Go around the Kamaz and move toward the car. Seeing that I was headed for the car, one of the guards ran up to me and blocked my path. I'm sorry, but tonight the use of vehicle is prohibited by special order of the mayor. What do you mean? It's my car for personal use. The major said no exception. Please move aside. Listen, I'm not planning to start it. I just need to get a few things, not weapon, don't worry. Using it in any way is prohibited. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Where did this band come from and why tonight? The guard's assault rifle made a pretty compelling argument though. Crap, can we do anything? The garage? 3 garage stands in the row. 2 are locked with the integrated locks on the door, but the third only had a padlock. I can't see the guard from behind the cameras and they can't see me. Okay. We can go to the jail in the infirmary. That's about it. In the main room of the infirmary, 5 soldiers sleep peacefully on hard cots. They've received their injuries in the attack of the Abakan base. The major ordered that the remaining wounded would be cared for by the town civilian. I crossed the main room and went to a cramped washroom. From here, I could move into the back room or go outside, into the yard behind the infirmary. In the infirmary back room, which served as both the attendant room and the operation room, there were bandages, medical supply, tools for amputation, old equipment, and other medical instruments. It's locked right now, and the senior attendant has the only key. Go to the yard. Somebody had created a small garden here at one time, but now it had fallen into disuse. Berries had withered on bushes. Broken beds had been invaded by brown weeds, and the small gazebo had rotten and collapsed. I spotted a rusty hacksaw missing its handle among the wooden plank, and there was a small crowbar that was much better presented than a knife. There you go. Take the crowbar. Finally. I'm in the abandoned garden behind the infirmary. There's nothing of note here. The rusty hacksaw is of no use, but I've taken the crowbar. Okay, so we needed the crowbar for the... Oh crap, where was it? The house, right? So it was for the parade ground? And the command unit. Go around the command unit. Yeah. There's another large window in the back. I could climb. I need a crowbar. Yeah, break the window with a crowbar. I'm at the back of the command unit. The window has been smashed with a crowbar. Shard litter the ground. If I go in, I'll almost certainly cut myself on some glasses. Carefully climb inside. I'm inside the command unit in the office where I've talked to the mayor on 3 occasions. There's an empty wine bottle and 2 glasses on Boris' desk. I noticed the major coat hanging up as I came in. There's a portrait of Brezhnev on the wall, and next to it, it's a huge map of the Soviet Union. An old radiogram sits in the corner. On the opposite wall, there's a door leading to a second room. Let's search the desk. Yeah, let's search the desk first. The top drawer of the major desk contained a load of ancient paper, a whole set of ballpoint pens that had run out of ink, and other office stuff. In the bottom drawer, I found another 3 wine bottle, a couple of glasses, a photo of a young officer who looked a little like Boris, and an ashtray, and a pack of cigarettes. Only 1 cigarette was left in the packet. Okay, take the cigarette. I guess it's to smoke with the soldier. Go to the major coat pocket. There wasn't anything valuable in the coat pocket. In one pocket, I found a gray and crumpled rag that Boris was probably using as a handkerchief. In the other pocket, I found a couple of 1 ruble coin. Ruble had been worthless for many years. Okay, so nothing. Second room? The second room was much smaller than the first. I could only guess its purpose. There was a small desk, chair, and a stool in the middle of the room. In the corner, I saw a bucket of dirty water and a mop. In another corner, the coat from Boris' dress uniform was hanging up. It was in perfect condition, which suggests that Boris had only worn it once or twice. Opportunities to do so probably dried up pretty soon after. There was a small dark stain on the stool. It looked like blood. Search the coat and the desk. Yes. The coat pockets were empty, but there was a key in the lock on the desk drawer. It was on my keyring along with 3 other keys. Maybe one of these keys will work on the door to the jail. There wasn't anything interesting in the drawer itself. Take the key. Yes, now we have some keys. Okay. We have keys and cigarette. Let's go back outside. Let's go back again. Let's go back again. Okay. How about we try the shower block? The shower blocks, yeah. The split door was locked. We can try to find the key, put the crowbar in the gap and try to break it open? No, try the key. None of the key worked. They didn't even fit the keyhole. Let's just break the door. Let's try it. Bit of wood had been chipped off the door. I placed a crowbar next to the lock and pushed. An arrow screw holding the lock to the moldering wood gave way. The lock fell off, and with a crunching sound, the door swung inward. Anything inside? I'm inside the shower block. It smells of damp, mold, or something else even more unpleasant. Under the benches in the changing room, I saw several long dead rats. Search the shower block. I didn't find anything particularly useful, just old washing accessory that had been gnawed on. The stench in here is unbearable. I need to get back the fresh air as soon as I can. Yeah. I press your shoulder once again. Guys, do you have a light? Sorry, pal, you may as well call us non-smokers. Cigarettes are in the short supply. That means that any cigarette gets swiped before anybody knows they're here. The red-haired soldier said. Go over the jail, a bald guy suggested. Alex, who's the jailer these days, always has a light and a pocket full of cigarettes. Nobody knows where he gets them, but he'll fleece for you. He'll fleece you for him, the bastard. Keep that in mind. Okay, great, I'll do that. Go toward the guard post, the garage. Yeah, let's see the garage. Find the key to the padlock. I don't have the garage key. One of the key worked. I went into the garage and shut the door quietly behind me. Watched pitch black and smell of gasoline. I felt for the light switch and flicked it, but the light didn't come on. Either the power was off, there was no bulb, or they had blown. Somebody had kindly left a FT flashlight underneath the light switch. It worked, but the battery was running low and the light emitted was very weak. I'm in a dark garage. We need gasoline to put on the diesel, then we need a light for from the jailer to light it up, and you're gonna use a cigarette as an excuse. I get it. In the muted beam of the flashlight, I saw jerry cans, lots of them, more than 30 at a guess. The place is full of gasoline. Apart from the jerry can, the only other things in the garage were dirty rags. I thought I heard someone shouting outside. I better go out of there. Take 1 jerry can, yeah. The jerry can felt awfully light. I shook it, then shone the flashlight inside empty. The next one was empty too. I started picking up cans at random. They were all the same. Well, some of them had a dribble of gasoline left, but right at the bottom. It looks like gasoline is stored in a different garage, and this is where they brought the empty can. Tough luck. Pour the leftover gasoline from the other jerry can into one can? Yeah. Okay. Pulling gasoline from one can to another is almost total darkness while trying to be quiet and not spill a single drop is almost impossible feat. Felt like it took forever. When I was finished, I stank of gas. My face and hand were smeared with the stuff and only had 5 liters to show for all my hard work, but it was better than nothing. There you go, that's enough. Yeah, go back to the parking lot. Now we need to go to the... Can we go clear at the... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Light bulb is shining in the window in a single-story concrete building. I try to stay out of the light so the guard don't see me, and I go around the building and stand outside the door. It's shut. The key? One of the key worked. After 2 turns and 2 shoves, the door creaked open on its own, as if it was inviting me in. Clearly a construction defect meant that it didn't stay closed very easily. The guard post? That's dangerous. I'm standing in the guard post single room. It's cold and uncomfortable. The corners are strewn with cobweb. 3 mattresses with pillows lies along the wall. Apart from the rough end stool and the rickety table, there's nothing else in the room. Only one of the 4 light bulb works. Search. Leave, lock the door, go back. Without locking the door. While searching, I found a small closet. I had missed it at first because of the cobweb. It contained firewood, broken fencing, and chairs with no seats in them. Beside the bucket of wood shaving, there was an old Mosin Nagant rifle with the stock broken in half. I picked it up. Sure, firing it would be extremely awkward, but it would do in a pinch. I found a few cartridges in the drawer in the table. Take the rifle and put the cartridge in the pocket. Leave the rifle and cartridge where they are. The guard will notice if they go missing. And the powder might get wet. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's go back, lock everything. Not sure we're ready for that. So let's try to go get the cigarette, the gel. Yeah, I'm a few meters away from the rationed warehouse, the basement of which serves as the town jail. The jailer and 2 soldiers are standing between the warehouse and the newly built canteen. They're smoking and arguing about something in hushed voice. Behind me is the canal, and on the other bank is the parking lot and the gate that leads out of Stepnoy. From here I can see my car and an army camas truck. If I go north past the canteen, I'll come to the whip in a warehouse. Approach the smoker. As I approached, the fighters whispered some comment to each other and stopped talking. All at once, they even took their cigarette out of their mouth. All 3 of them tense as they waited to hear what I would say. I had promptly interrupted an important conversation. Got a light? The jailer sighed in relief and pulled a lighter out of his pocket. Sure. Now do us a favor and let us talk in private. We have minor conflict to settle. He lit my cigarette, put the lighter away, and made a show of waiting for me to go on my merry way. Thank you. The guard post. Okay, let's go in. Yeah, let's go in, grab the gun. Search. Take the rifle. Yeah, take it. Leave, lock the door. Yes. Okay. Alright, let's go toward the command unit. Let's go back there. I don't know. I've tried pretty much everything else. Oh my god, there you go. Okay, I'm inside the command unit. So pour gasoline over the room. There wasn't all that much gasoline in the jerry can, so I took pains when pouring it. It needed to cover as much space as possible. The building was made of wood, but I wasn't sure that the fire would light up quickly. I couldn't let the locale put the fire out before the whole building was burning and before the diesel tank were at risk of combusting. Now I just need to get outside and set it alight. Alright, carefully climb out the broken window and throw a lit cigarette inside. Boom! Seemed like the cigarette hadn't even hit the floor before flame rose up and I was hit by a wall of unbearable heat. I need to find somewhere to hide and wait until the fire spreads to the whole building. And somebody raised the alarm. Initially, I considered doing it myself, but I soon abandoned the idea. Going around yelling about fire would be too suspicious. The fire would distract the people of Stepnoy, but my task will still be extremely difficult either way. It's done, there's no going back now. Tip: if the survivor can make it through the army town without attracting attention, it will be easier to free Sasha and flee. But remember, time is of the essence. No, don't hide behind the diesel generator. Are you crazy? It's gonna blow up in your face. The washroom, run a shower block. Let's go to the shower block. I ran to the shower block and went into the changing room to wait. The fire got going much faster than I expected. In less than 10 minutes, the silence was broke by a wailing siren. Somebody had seen the fire. Carefully opening the other door, I saw people swarming around the burning building. Mostly half-dressed soldiers. The officers were running around giving an order for fighting the fire. There weren't enough buckets, and getting water directly from the canal would be very difficult. Someone was smart enough to start filling buckets from the tap in the infirmary washroom. Good thing I didn't hide there. Hiding here was a good idea. As soon as the area was clear, I'm going to sprint toward the jail. I hope I don't have to wait long. The nauseating smell was killing me. Wait for the right moment and run along the canal to the jail. Fortune was smiling on me. I didn't meet a single person as I ran through the town. Other personnel were busy putting out the fire. My plan was working. And then, as if to mock me at the door of the ration warehouse, I crashed into the jailer. He looked at me in shock. What are you doing here? Didn't you hear the sirens? The command unit is on fire. Everybody's trying to put it out. The jailer stared at me in confusion. I heard the siren, but the prisoner have to be watched no matter what's going on. It's the rules. He slowed down. What are you doing here anyhow? Why aren't you putting out the fire with everybody else? Yeah, that's a good question. Shoot the jailer? Knock the jailer out with a crowbar? Boris sent me. He told me to get bucket from the kitchen. There's plenty of helper, but not enough bucket to go around. Let's do that. I don't think that attacking that guy is gonna be What? The jailer eyes bulged. They were just here for buckets. The major, the captain, and some private. They took everything out of the kitchen and the warehouse. You're pulling the wool over my eyes, aren't you? Crap. What are you really doing here? The jailer hand reached toward his rifle. The time for talking was over. If I shoot the jailer, it's gonna make a lot of sound. I mean, there's sirens and stuff. Maybe with a crowbar? At the least second, the jailer managed to pull his head away and he hit him on the left shoulder instead. He didn't stagger, he just swung and drove his fist into my stomach, and then hit me twice with the butt of his rifle. I fell a little still on the ground, but I gripped the crowbar tighter in my hand. After deciding that the danger had passed, the jailer slung his rifle on his back and leaned over me. This time the crowbar landed perfectly. The soldier dropped like a ton of brick. Grunting in pain, I dragged myself to my feet. I hope nothing is broken. I wonder if the jailer is just out of the count or if I fractured his skull. Search the body? Yes. We need to find the key. Surprisingly, the jailer's pockets were completely empty. I didn't even find the lighter he used to light my cigarette the last time we met. Had he been robbed by the people he was talking to then? On the bright side, I did get his rifle with his full magazine case. So I have 2 rifles now. Take the rifle and hit the body behind the crate in the ration warehouse? Yeah. I hid the body in the corner of the ration warehouse and crept back outside to check that there was nobody nearby. It seemed deserted in the distance, past the parade ground. A giant bonfire was burning where the command unit used to be. I need to move quickly before the fire starts to die down in its own. It was pitch black in the dark, in the dank jail. I couldn't make out the bar or the cell beyond them. I felt for the lock and started trying the keys. Until now, I hadn't let myself even consider that none of the key I'd got from the HQ wouldn't work. I was about to find out. The first key didn't work, the second didn't work, the third key got stuck. I strained to turn the key and it finally did with a screech. The lock fell open. Who's there? I heard Sasha say in her voice tense. It's me, the cell's open, come out, you're free. There was a pause, and then I heard my daughter's footstep. You? Hey, if this is some kind of a joke between you and Boris, you can go to hell. I want to get some sleep. I've got a tough day tomorrow. Tough and very short. Sasha, come out, hurry up. We can't hang around. Come on. Sasha fell silent, like she was considering her option. Alright, let's say I believe you. Do you have a plan? How do you plan to get out of this shoulder-infested town? For starter, take a gun. You might have to fight, but don't you dare fire unless I tell you to. Give Sasha one of the rifle. You're either insanely brave or insanely stupid, Sasha laughed, taking the weapon. But there was an undertone of respect in her voice. Just don't start telling me when to shoot and when to stop. I know what I'm doing. You have no idea of the hell I've been through. You went through hell saving your own skin. I went through hell trying to find and save you and your mom. Well, did it work? Sasha mocked. And now I'm saving you from the firing squad, risking my own life in the process. Maybe you could pretend to be at least bit grateful. Sasha clearly wasn't enjoying conversation anymore. So you gave me a gun, now what? Now what? She asked curtly. We're getting out of here. I'll tell you everything on the way. Sasha and I are standing outside the ration warehouse beyond the parade ground. The command unit is burning furiously. As I watch the leaping flame, I start thinking if this whole town burns, it will be my fault. Some of the local could die from their injury. But even so, I still couldn't have done anything different. I couldn't let them kill my daughter. I couldn't. In the east, over the canal, my car sits gleaming in the moonlight. We don't have much time. I need to decide on the next move. Run to the canal, we'll try swimming across, or run to the side of the canteen. No, don't go in the canal, they're there trying to grab water instead. The side of the canteen? We hurried along the canal toward the canteen. We paused to catch our breath at the door, then started for the weapon warehouse when Sasha grabbed my arm and pointed at something up ahead. Two soldiers were coming toward us from the direction of the barrack. They were running and would catch sight of us at any moment. We couldn't hide in the canteen, the door was locked. I saw that both soldiers were unarmed, and I knew both of them. One had fairy red hair and the other was bald. Run to the canteen through the kitchen, aim the rifle at the soldier and order them to stop. Shoot both. Oh, but they just said that the canteen is locked, right? In the canteen the door was locked. But I have the key though. Let's try to go in the canteen. Sasha and I ran around the canteen building, dashing to the kitchen and through the canteen itself. The soldier didn't seem to have noticed us. Then we heard a noise coming from the kitchen, like something heavy was being moved. I trained the rifle on the door. If anybody came in here, I was going to shoot them. Sasha gritted their teeth next to me. Nobody came in, and after a few minutes the soldier left. We went out into the kitchen. What were they doing in here? A barrel of water had gone? I hadn't realized that Stepnoy water supply was so bad. I hoped the fire wouldn't reach a diesel tank after all. Sasha distracted me from these thoughts, demanding that we keep moving. Yep. As soon as we reached the infirmary door, I realized how tough it would be to reach the parking lot without being seen. There were around 100 people standing in the parade ground, passing buckets filled with water from the canal along the human chain. What's now? Sasha asked sullenly. Well, keep going. In lieu of a reply, I pulled her into the infirmary washroom. The bedridden patients saw Sasha and were about to cry out, but I threatened them with the rifle. I thought you had everything under control, Sasha said hastily. Hold up here until they find us. That's your big plan? Be quiet, I told her. We can't run across the parade ground. What can we do? Hide in the back of the room and wait? I was pulled away from my favorite thoughts by the sound of the infirmary door creaking open. Somebody walking. I spied a lieutenant through the gap on the door. He looked terrible. His clothes must have caught fire and he rolled around on the ground to put it out. His face and arms are horribly burned. The lieutenant was clearly heading to the attendant's room where the medical supplies were kept. Sasha and I ran into the garden, closing the door behind us. I would wait for the lieutenant to get to the medical supply and leave, but instead the door to the garden was thrown open suddenly. The lieutenant stood in the doorway. He spotted Sasha and raised his rifle. One of the patients must have told him about us. We cannot shoot. If we shoot, it's over. If we wait, she's gonna die. Go at him with the crossbar. But Sasha was faster. The speed with which she grabbed the rifle and shot the lieutenant in the stomach was simply superhuman. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. The lieutenant dropped his rifle, moved back, and slowly sank to the floor. Sasha turned to me and made a gesture of invitation. I didn't know what she meant. Then Sasha waved her hand, coolly stepped over the injured lieutenant and shot him with his disfigured face. Was that necessary? You think you're going to teach me moral or something? Sasha snarled. Go to hell. Life has already taught me all I need to know. He wouldn't have done anything to us. Oh really? Sasha lifted the hem of dead man's shirt and I saw the handle of the gun. You're saying that snake wouldn't have hit you from behind if he hadn't the chance? Sasha was ready to go back to the infirmary, but I stopped her. Not so fast. Huh? Not so fast? Are you deaf? I can hear less crackling now. The fire will be out soon. We can't wait. We need to get out while we still can. We can't just run straight to the bridge. The parade ground is full of people. Are you going to shoot your way through all of them? Do you have a better idea? I do. We'll follow the perimeter fence to the generator, then to the shower block, and we'll hide there. As soon as we see that there's nobody on the bridge, run. No, fine. We'll run across the parallel ground, get to the bridge. Let's hope we can slip through in the dark while everybody's no, that's way too risky. Let's try to go around. Quickly moving along the perimeter fence, we reach a generator box without any problem. As I had hoped all along, the Stepnoy soldier had reacted so swiftly to the emergency that the tank of diesel hadn't had time to eat enough to combust. We seized an opening to run across from the generator to the shower block. I shoved Sasha inside before following and pressing my back to the door. I don't think anybody saw us. What's that smell? Sasha gagged. If it's that bad, you can go out and get some fresh air with a soldier, I replied. Ha ha! Sasha pulled a face, but I'm really not going to last long in here. Wait for the right moment and run across the bridge. The bridge was behind us. We were in the parking lot. As I'd hoped, the guard had joined the firefighting effort and there was nobody guarding the gate. Now we just had to get the car started, break through the gate, and get down, Sasha screamed desperately. As we moved to dive behind the nearest UAZ, somebody unleashed automatic gunfire on us. It was coming from the bridge. The bullet broke the window of the UAZ and we were showered with shards. A few seconds later, the gunfire suddenly stopped. I raised my hand and saw her pursue through the broken window. There were 3 of them, all with AKs. They had crossed the bridge and were drawing closer to us. We need to get out of here or they'll surround us and we'll be toast. Run to the car? Across the open motorcycle lot? No, that's a very bad idea. See where you are and return fire. Retreat behind the cameras and continue to fight from there. Run to the garage through the long UAZ lot. Find a place to hide and then ambush them. No, let's go behind the cameras. We'll hide behind the cameras and walk from there, I whispered back. Sasha looked around at the truck behind us and licked her parched lip. Yeah, good idea. We crept over to the cameras cab. Firing from here would be much safer than from her previous position. There are only 3 men. Open fire. So that's the cameras? Sure. I didn't want it to kill anyone. I'm sorry, guys. Wait, what's that range? What is that? Torso injury? Crap. I cannot reach anything from here. How about I come here? Oh, I can grab that one. That's one. Go, Sasha. Yeah, that one's dead. Bam! Now I can... no, I'm gonna stay right here. Yeah. Good, good spot, Sasha. No, Sasha! How much armor does she have? I have no idea. Yeah, you can shoot at me. I have a lot of armor. I don't mind at all. Wow, nice hit, girl. And this one's mine. There you go. Z. After finishing off her opponent, we dragged ourselves to the car. Sasha dived into the cab first, and I followed. We only had one tiny thing left to do. Break through the gate. I put the key in the ignition, turned it, and nothing happened. What the hell? I tried to start the car over and over. It was no use. I threw myself back in the seat and wore with dumb helplessness. We were going to be caught because of an engine trouble? Of all things? Try again. It was no use. They're here, Sasha laughed bitterly, and we were so close. She got out of the car, walked a few meters toward the gate, and immediately came back. We've got a minute to come up with something. There's a squad on the bridge. 10 or 12 guys, all armed, and Boris is with them. What are we going to do? Surrender? Or would you rather shoot yourself in style? Sasha asked with a sad, weary smile. The soldiers were invisible from the car. The cameras and the UAZ lay between us and them. I had just my grip on the rifle and opened the door. Where the hell are you going? They'll destroy you. Now, we'll see if they love their commander as much as they say, I replied. No, are you nuts? My plan was instantly risky, but I couldn't think of any alternative. I ran around the motorcycle and reached the cameras, where I dove underneath it and hid behind the wheel. The soldier had just rounded the cab and were moving toward the vehicle when I pointed the barrel into the major's back. Freeze, drop the weapon now. The soldier raised their rifle, but Boris raised a cautionary hand. Then he smoothly dropped his own rifle on the ground and turned to me. In the look he gave me, I couldn't detect even a hint of fear, only cold focus. I wish I could be as self-possessed as this man. What do you hope to achieve here? He asked in a tired voice. We have 11 people here, all armed. You're not leaving here alive. You too, Boris. You keep us company in hell. I'm not afraid of death, but what's the point? Why don't we settle this peacefully? Surrender, right now, and I promise to spare your life. After everything I've done, I don't believe you. You're entitled to your own skepticism, but you've got no other way out. Yes, you're coming with us. The other can keep a low profile. Boris narrowed his eyes. What if I refuse? Then you get a gift, a fatal one. Neither of you will outlive me by much. We haven't had anything to lose in a long time, Major. Boris scratched his gray head, then he nodded and set off towards the vehicle. I followed him, keeping my gun trained on him. The squad hung back by the cameras, their eyes full of hate drilling into my back. The Major scrambled clumsily into the back seat. Sasha turned around and pointed a rifle at his head. Where are we headed, Boris? Inquired in his surprisingly calm voice. Start the vehicle. The vehicle just puttered. He tried again with the same result. Stepnoy has a good mechanic if you need one, Boris said, permitted himself a little joke. I turned the key in the ignition with such fury that it bent a little. The vehicle sputtered again, and suddenly the engine roared to life. Not believing my luck, I gave it gas. We rushed forward. Hold tight, I shouted at Sasha. The vehicle smashed into the gate at full tilt. The collision shook us, but as I suspected, the hinge didn't hold. We broke through. The military town was behind us. After about 10 kilometers, we had hit top speed. Then I sharply pulled in to the side of the road. You can go back to your people, I told my prisoner. Or wait here for them to find you. I think they're already looking. You're actually letting him go? Sasha asked in shock. Are you serious? I've been waiting this whole drive for the moment I'd get to blow that jackass brain out. Enough, I yelled at her. Boris climbed outside, but he didn't leave. Instead, he turned to me. Before I go, can I ask you something? I got out of the car, slamming the door shut. Sasha muttered. Oh sure, let's hang around until the whole of Stepnoy show up. What is it you want to know, Boris? Spit it out. I want to ask why. Why what? Why did you do it? You set the command unit on fire, killed my guys, for what? I was surprised to find that there was no hatred or judgment in his face, just sorrow, and it made me angry. What length would you have gone to your child, Boris, for Vasily? You'd do anything for him. But what if he was a traitor? Remember you said that you would kill your own son. I have only one thing to say to that. Hogwash. Boris didn't respond right away. You're wrong. I think I would have killed him. But I couldn't. I've lived with myself afterward. You made a different choice. And I can understand why you did it. I spat contemptuously. No, I don't think you can. I can, Boris replied with more certainty. I'm not excusing it, but I can understand. And then I start laughing right in his face. My frayed nerve had finally snapped. My laughter was bitter and frightening. So frightening that Boris flinched. You're not excusing it. Is that it? But you can understand, right? I hissed finally. You can understand, like hell you can. But your standard. By your standard, I should have just stood by and calmly watched you kill my daughter. I pulled out the rifle and pointed it at Boris. Go to hell. Boris turned red and he clenched his fists. I would have had Vasily killed if I'd known he was a traitor. I was about to reply, but then Sasha appeared beside me, red-faced and disheveled. You would have had your own son killed. Is that right, you bastard? She roared at Boris. Then listen carefully. When your precious son, your pride and joy, was captured and taken to the Abakan base, he threw himself at the bandit, feet dripping with snot, and started begging them not to hurt him. They didn't torture him, they didn't beat him like you beat me. He gave you all up. He told them everything he knew. The number of soldiers in Stepnoy, the armament, the defensive fortification, the weak spot. He even offered to show them. What do you think of that? Blood was dripping from Boris' face and his hand trembled slightly. It was me, Sasha continued in a frenzy. I was the one who killed your son. I sliced him open like a pig with these hands. What do you have to say now? That it wasn't fair? That it was injustice? Your son was a traitor and I got my revenge. You said it yourself. You would have had your own son killed. You would have killed him yourself, so why are you looking at me like you ate my guts? You should want to kiss me. A shot from the Makarov gun interrupted her speech. Boris was still holding the gun when Sasha slumped against the car door, moaning. The bullet had hit her in the stomach. I pulled the trigger on the rifle. Boris flinched, dropped his gun, and slowly fell to the ground. I ran over to Sasha. She was still standing, hunched over. pressing her hand to her stomach. Everything's later. Let's go. Hurry, she whispered weakly. I tracked her gaze. Black dots had appeared on the road coming from the military town. It, I didn't waste any time. I laid Sasha on the back seat and started the engine. I turned around one last time. The major's hand, which had passed and clenched around a clump of yellow grass, loosened and fell into dirt of the roadside. Drive away. You got injured, Sasha? A bunch of XP. I drove at top speed across country, smashing through sapling, plowing into holes, and almost rolling the vehicle at every turn. Sasha was moaning, hunched over and pressing a bandage to her stomach. It was a nasty wound. Every time we went over a rut, Sasha screamed and panned. What else could I do? Hang on, honey, I whispered to her. Everything's gonna be fine. Hang on a little longer. I would heal her, no matter what it cost me. We were still far too close to Stepnoy. There was no doubt in my mind. After what had happened, they would definitely send people in pursuit. Wow, that was quite something. But that's gonna be it for today. It's way past the time I usually stop recording, but I wanted to finish the story, so we'll see what's gonna happen. If you enjoy, please leave a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.